It's that time of the week again. It's where I look at all the pickups that I got last week. Welcome to the weekly pickup show. I swear this is not what I expected it to be this week. I thought it was going to be a quiet week, a slow week, because I was at this course and then I kind of like didn't go to the course and kind of opted out of the course because it was a bunch of nonsense. And I just went Blu-ray hunting, DVD hunting, movie hunting in general, charity shops. There was some great ones that I hadn't been to before in a town near me, and my word, did I get a bunch of good shit. Also I went to CEX and I went to another charity shop as well, in a different town, but I've been to a bunch and I've got an insane haul of movies here. But I'm really excited to go through with you all. Without further ado, let's get into the video right now. I went to the Eleanor charity in one of my local towns near me, and they didn't really have a multi-buy. I had to ask, would they give me a discount if I bought more than one? Bought a bunch, and they did that for me in a really nice way. I got this. This cost me £2 for these, right? £2. Yeah, I couldn't believe they would give it to me for that, but they did. So we've got a brand new sealed copy of The Ghost. I picked it up there because I like Pierce Brosnan. I think he's a good actor, and this was sealed. I thought I can't leave this there because it's brand new and it's in a charity shop. I had to grab it. I got a film called The Big Lebowski. I've heard really good things about this. The jokes in this film are almost a meme at this point. Not seen the film though. Don't know if I'll find it funny. I'm sure we'll find out. I've got Senna, or Senna, however you want to pronounce it, about the Formula 1 driver. I think he's a Formula 1 driver, I could be wrong, but he is some kind of motor race driver. I think he is F1, I think it might be. But I do like my sports movies, and this seems to be a very highly regarded one, so looking forward to checking that out. This next film I picked up immediately because it was like, I never see it in the wild. I never see this movie in the wild. And I think it's one of Bruce Willis's most underrated film ever. And that film is Mercury Rising. I absolutely adore this movie to the point of craziness where I want it to have a Blu-ray release, but it doesn't. But it's so unusual to come across it in the wild and to also run across it in the charity shop. It's very, very rare. I think I've never seen it in the charity shop in the wild before. But a really cool film about a kid who's autistic, and he kind of cracks his secret government code. And basically the government sends out a hitman to kill his family and the kid. The kid survives. Bruce Willis is a cop that is assigned to protect the kid, and yeah, it's literally just like, that's the kind of film we get, and it's really entertaining, really good. I love the idea, I love the story for this film. I like where the littlest mistake can cause the biggest consequences, and it's not the kid's fault. He's just very good at breaking. He's just very good at code breaking, and he doesn't know what he's done, and he's not really all there mentally as well. So it is a very good film, very emotionally, you connect with both characters, and it's just really great. I highly recommend this movie. It's fantastic. Next up is a film that was recommended to me on my stream by Blu-ray Bullet Brit. Never seen these films, but I thought I'd pick it up as it was there, which is Red, which stands for Retired and Extremely Dangerous. These films look ridiculous, so they look like really right up my cup of tea, right up my street. Right up my cup of tea, what I'm talking about. These films look really fun. They look right up my street. They look like they're going to be my cup of tea, and yeah, I like it. It's got like a big kind of like a good cast in there as well. Morgan Freeman, Bruce Willis, John Malkovich. It's some good talent there as well. So this seems like it's going to be a good time. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. Pick this one up because you never see this in the wild very often either. It's a live action adaptation of a manga called Crying Freeman. This is the live action version. Never seen it. but it was in the charity and I just thought I'd pick it up. It just comes with a disc, but yeah. I remember watching the anime back in the 90s. I used to love the anime, so hopefully the live action will be good, I suppose. Next up, I was really happy to get these because I've heard really good things about these two films. It's a double pack. Clint Eastwood, Every Which Way But Loose and Every Which Way You Can. I've heard really fun things about these films, really good things. I think my dad liked these as well at one point. I think he mentioned them in some way, but Clint Eastwood, he's a legend. I've heard these films are a really lot of fun, so you know, I'm pretty happy to chuck it in the pile when I was accumulating this crazy stack of stuff for £2. So yeah, that's from the Eleanor charity, and that was a stack for £2. Next up, I went to a YMCA charity shop and they had 4 for £1 from their DVDs, and that included box sets, so I could have got all box sets if I wanted to, 4 boxes for £1. But what I got was, I'm slowly trying to get the Tarantino films on DVD just to have them on some form of physical media. So I picked up Reservoir Dogs, one of my favourites by Tarantino. Obviously it's his first, but it's still one of his best in my opinion. Love that. Next up, I've got a film called The Reaping. This is literally, I swear this film is in every charity shop. I see this everywhere. And it just intrigued me. It just keeps intriguing me every time I see the front cover. I'm just like, that's a cool front cover. And I just caved in and got it in the end because, well, why not? 4 for £1. Next up is a film, or is it a documentary film? Fast Food Nation. I quite like it because you don't really see many tartan DVDs in charity shops these days. But yeah, really happy to pick this up. Basically, it's literally a film. It's kind of like Super Size Me, but instead of going after McDonald's, these people go after the whole fast food industry. So this should be interesting and disgusting all in the same time. All at the same time, because you know, we all know fast food is bad for you, but we all eat anyway because it tastes good. The final thing in the 4 for £1, I picked up the Jurassic Park box set. It's got Jurassic Park and a Lost World Jurassic Park. Didn't get this for me. I got this for somebody that's become super close to me and someone who means a lot to me. So this is going to her. I hope she enjoys these movies. But yeah, she told me she was after some Jurassic Park movies. So I said to her, don't worry, I'll pick them up in the charity shops for nothing. So yeah, there you go. Next up, I went to my local CEX, and then I basically just said, right, I just gave myself a budget and thought, right, there's some things I'm looking for. If I find them, I'm going to pick them up. First thing I was looking for, I found, which is another Tarantino movie. It's a film that has got a mixed reception to it, but I've not seen it and I want to make up my own mind, which is Death Proof. Obviously the Blu-ray is super expensive right now, but this was like £1.50. It wasn't expensive at all. But yeah, really happy to grab that 2-disc version. Looking forward to checking this out. I've heard mixed things. I know people that hate this film. I know people that love this film. So we will see what this is like. As you probably know or don't know if you follow my channel, I'm currently collecting the Anchor Bay label releases. So I've added one to the collection, which is the Evil Dead. This is the special edition digipack version. I do have the standard DVD case version coming as well, so I've double dipped on the Evil Dead for the Anchor Bay release. I thought I'd have both, why not? I'm building a collection. But yeah, this is quite it's a nice release, but I had a bit of an issue when it concerns the stupid fucking CEX labels. You can see there, the CEX labels absolutely ruined this fucking case. I actually sent them a really angry email. Dickheads! Fucking dickheads! To explain why those fucking stickers are shit, especially on cardboard packaging. But I digress. But yeah, I got that as part of the Anchor Bay collection. So it's a fairly nice release. Not really a release I'm going to be watching because I've got the 4K, but it's just going to be part of my Anchor Bay collection. And finally, from CEX, I was super happy to find this because this has become somewhat of a, not super rare, it's just you just don't see it in the wild very often now, which is the Cube collection, the 3 movies of Cube. I think Cube 1 is such an underrated, underappreciated gem. It's pretty much Saw before Saw, essentially. The first film is so good and I love it to absolute pieces. It's one of those comfort films I can put on and watch it over and over again and not get bored of it. It's so intelligently written. It's so you're invested in every character in this film. You want to know their backgrounds, you want to know about them, each of them. They all have a specific kind of like skill or some kind of thing that helps everyone out to get out of this place. And they also have a similar, it turns out they all have kind of something that kind of ties them all together in a personal way. But yeah, Cube is so good. Cube 2 is one of the worst sequels ever made. It is awful, but I'm looking forward to checking it out anyway, just to basically just to confirm my original thoughts that it's like really bad, because it is really bad. Cube 0 is I think it's an underappreciated prequel. I don't really think prequel movies actually work for the most part. I'm not really a big fan of prequel stories. Cube 0 does something a bit different. It's more about the people behind the scenes of the cube and what goes on behind the scenes. And I do like that aspect of this film. I think it's really intelligent, really well written. The characters are really likable, especially the 2 clerks that are, you know, they take care of the whole cube thing in the background. But yeah, it's a really good movie. I really like this movie. Yeah, it's not as good as the original Cube. It's still decent. It's better than Cube 2 for a massive margin. But yeah, those are those. Continuing the Anchor Bay collection, on eBay. I got this super cheap on eBay. I got the Anchor Bay Halloween release with the cool lenticular sleeve there. Love that. It's pretty awesome. Hope it's coming across on camera, but it's fucking awesome. I love it. It's a nice 2-disc edition as well. Really nice. So I'm really happy to get that. It adds to my Anchor Bay collection. Next I went to the RSPCA charity. They had a 5 for £1 deal, which was ridiculous. And that included Blu-rays as well. So I got 1 Blu-ray. I'm not going to be keeping this Blu-ray because I realised that it is a 3D Blu-ray and it only has the 3D movie on it. So I will be gifting it to someone. I'm not sure. Let me know if you want it and I'll send it your way. But that 3D Blu-ray is the Green Hornet. The Green Hornet. I forget is it Seth Rogen? It is Seth Rogen, yeah. Seth Rogen and Jay Chow in it. But I couldn't find anything else to make it 5. So I just picked this up and took this. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you would like this, and then send me a message on Instagram or Facebook to let me know that you would like me to send you this way, because I had no use for it, but it's just making up the 5 in that deal, of course. Next up is a creature feature that I really like. I remember as a teenager I really fancied the lead actress in this, Bridget Fonda, and that film is Lake Placid. Really fun crocodile film that I really enjoyed. You know how I say I always pick up a really bad movie, a bad film that I think looks bad, just for a laugh. But this film might be fairly decent, but it sounds like a Predator ripoff. It could be a Predator ripoff, but it sounds like it to me, which is a film called Deadly Species. It does look like a Predator ripoff. It might be fun, or it might be some of the worst things of all time. We don't know, but the cover intrigued me. Continuing with the Tarantino collection, I picked up Pulp Fiction. This was sealed when I got it. I've unsealed it since, but yeah. Pulp Fiction, again, it's an absolute fucking classic from Tarantino. And also, I picked up this one for the same friend I mentioned earlier. I didn't mention her name, but yeah, she said she really likes Mr. Bean, so I picked this up for her in a charity shop. So I'll be sending this her way at some point. That was at the RSPCA charity. Next up, in a town I don't really frequent very often at all, and they had 10 for £1, guys. This was a bit harder to collate 10 because there wasn't much there, but I got 10 that I'm pretty happy about. But anyway, I got this first one I got from my mum because she loves these movies and she doesn't own them, which is the Nativity 1 and 2. Yeah, my mum loves these movies, so I picked this up, but I couldn't leave it there because she loves the movies. Next up, I got every mainline American Pie film except for number 2. So, got American Pie 1, American Pie The Wedding, and American Pie Reunion as well, which is pretty cool. Picked up a childhood favourite for me. Absolutely adore this film. I think it's fantastic, which is Hook. Awesome Peter Pan story. Love it. Also picked a film that sounds like a really good movie to me. I've heard good things about it. This was brand new, sealed. Slumdog Millionaires. When Danny Boyle. I don't think you can go wrong with Danny Boyle. Really, he's a great director. So looking forward to checking that out. Again, 10 for a pound, fucking brand new. Awesome. Picked up Jack Black's Nitro Libre, Rock and Roller. I've heard pretty good things about this Guy Ritchie film. Hopefully it's good. I'm hoping so anyway. Next up is a film that I remember watching in drama class in school when I was a teenager. A very interesting spin on this classic story, I suppose. Not watched it since I was a teenager. At the time I just didn't care. But I'm interested to actually have a rewatch of this because I think it might be quite an interesting watch, which is the Romeo and Juliet, the more kind of like obviously it's like urbanized kind of modern era kind of Romeo and Juliet. They got guns and stuff like that. I thought it was interesting back then, even though I didn't really care that much, but be an interesting rewatch, I think. And the final one in this 10 for a pound deal, I got a film called The Missing with Tommy Lee Jones and Kate Blanchett. I just bought this based on the blurb. It sounded really interesting. I've not watched a good western in a while, so this might be a good one. Quite a nice 2-disc edition as well. So yeah, that was the 10 for a pound in the Shelter charity shop. Pretty good. This is the final haul for the week. This is the final bit. Yesterday I went to my local Sense charity shop and it was my lucky day. It was this haul is insane. Just putting it out there, I spent £3.50 for these. £3.50. They had a deal going. They were overstocked on DVDs and they were asking 3 for 50p. So I went a bit mental, and this is all horror stuff as well. It was a good day for horror yesterday at the charity shop. So let's have a look on what we got. So first up is The Woman. I heard good things about this. Not seen it. Glad I got it. Ted Bundy. A cool, based on true stories. I've not heard anything about this. I picked it up on a whim, of course, but hopefully it's good. Dead Silence, a film I've been recommended by numerous people to check out. I know this spoiler at the end, but apparently it's still worth a watch. Next up is Sinister. I think it's one of the most underappreciated horror films in the last 10 years. I really, really like Sinister. I think it's fantastic. It's got some unnecessary jump scares in here, but when it focuses more on atmosphere and actual fucking terror, it's really fucking good. Those homemade snuff films that Ethan Hawke's character goes through in the basement is something truly terrifying. It generally is great at building suspense and atmosphere and making you feel uncomfortable. It's very good at that. It's just, unfortunately, it ends on that. Sinister has this problem where a lot of films are doing this trope now, where it's like one final scare trope, and this has that, and it's unnecessary, completely unnecessary. But the film is really good though, and I think more people should check it out. It's very underappreciated, very underrated in my opinion. Sinister is great. Next up is Silent Hill, one of the better video game adaptations into a movie, in my opinion. I think they get the look of the world of Silent Hill when it kind of just like transforms and everything starts to decay into this molten steel and metal and rusted look. Really fucking good. Really great visuals in this film. And I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed this one. One of the better video game movies for definite in my opinion. And it is vicious as well in terms of its violence. There's a bit in this film that is just fucking absolutely fucking disgusting, but in a good way. Yeah, really enjoy Silent Hill. Next up is a film called Alice. Just read the blurb of this one. Sounded interesting, about a girl who is a serial killer, and one of her friends finds out, and she basically goes out of her way to try and basically keep her secret a secret. So it sounds really interesting. It might be a bunch of fun. You don't really get many films that focus on a female serial killer, so that should be interesting. This next one is a film I've been after for a while. I've been wanting to watch it for ages. It's a Kevin Smith movie called Red State. Really looking forward to checking this out. I've heard really good things about it. I'm sure that Rob Buffett's Bounty likes this. Let me know, Rob. I'm sure you mentioned it sometimes. Got a couple of what I consider to be classics, in my opinion. Species, an absolutely classic 90s science fiction horror film. Fucking awesome, right? I love this movie. It's fantastic. The sequels can give or take the sequels, I suppose. But yeah, Species is fucking great. An absolute bona fide classic. Silence of the Lambs. Didn't own it. You know, I had to have it. 3 for 50p. I'm just going to pick up stuff. Next one, it just looks awful. Probably is going to be pretty awful, but I thought, for a laugh, let's pick it up. Stay alive. If you die in the game, you die in real life. It's going to be that kind of cheese, and it's probably going to be dreadful, but we'll see. Next up is a film I don't really see very often in charity shops in the wild. Not seen it. I've heard really good things about it. So we'll see. My Little Eye. Looking forward to checking this out. I've heard it's good. I've heard it's interesting. Kind of got like more like a Big Brother-esque kind of storyline to it. Sounds interesting. It intrigued me, and when I saw it, I just immediately picked it up and, you know, added it to the pile. Next up is a one-on-one film called Sony Flesh of Man. It looks ridiculous. I had to pick it up, and the fact that it's one-on-one films kind of confirmed that maybe this is a film that could be absolutely batshit crazy. But yeah, just picks it up. Next up is a film that I've been wanting to check out for a while. Just haven't got around to it, and the Blu-ray is pretty pricey. So, you know, 3 for 50p, why the fuck not? And that is Wolf with Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer. So, it should be fucking good. I hope it's going to be good anyway. It is Michelle Pfeiffer, isn't it? Yeah, I am right, yeah. Also, next up is just a random thing because I thought it sounded decent. I liked the concept on the base on the back. That is Vanishing on 7th Street. The cover's pretty cool, and it sounded interesting. Interesting in terms of its blurb. This one sounds interesting as well. It's called The Torments. Yeah, it just sounded really cool. You know, sounds like about like a psychological ghost story. Sounds interesting to me. Here's a film that I've heard really great things about, especially during the wave of Paranormal Activity and how that became a massive hit. Loads of people were talking about that this film is probably even better than that, and that would be Grave Encounters. I've heard great things about this from a few people, so I'm looking forward to giving this a go. Next up is a film from the After Dark label, which is a label that I've slowly kind of want to get more of, because I think it's kind of an underrated label that does some really interesting horror films. This film is called Rogue River. The front cover might be fairly reminiscent of I Spit on Your Grave, because it's literally more or less kind of like a very similar shot of the protagonist standing back towards us. But anyway, this sounds like a typical kind of like Wolf Creek-esque story, basically. She breaks down, she gets picked up by this nice dude, takes her back to his place where his mum is at, or his wife, or someone, and then an acquaintance, and then they obviously start to do horrific things to her. So it sounds quite generic in the plot, but it just intrigued me, so I picked it up. Next up is a film I've heard loads about, and I see it all the time, never pick it up, but I thought I'd do it this time, which is Cry Wolf. According to the back, it's about basically, you know, once you've told so many lies, no one's going to believe you when you're telling the truth. Really happy to find this film in the charity shop. Not seen it, but I've heard amazing things about it, which is The Hamiltons. Sounding like about a new group of neighbours, you know, come in and they're all serial killers. So it sounds, could be just like some gruesome fun movie. These last two films are films I didn't really want to get because the creator of these films is scum, and I'm not even going to say his name because I don't think he deserves it. But then I thought to myself, the money I'm paying for these films are going to charity. They're not going to him, and they're definitely not going to anyone else involved with the scandal. Anyway, I'm just going to get to it. You'll probably know what they are already. Jeepers Creepers and Jeepers Creepers 2. What a week I've had this past week. It's been crazy for pickups. I need to slow down with my pickups because I'm running out of space really badly. But anyway, as always guys, if you're new to this channel and want to see more, maybe become a subscriber Runu. As always, for everyone that has liked, shared, commented and supported my channel up until this point, thank you so much. It means the world to me, it really does. As always guys, I have been Jason, and I have got a lot of bloody movies to fucking watch. Holy